Hi. Welcome to the Human Design for Marketing podcast. I'm your host, Yvette Mayer, and this show's for you if you're done with cookie cutter marketing and ready to build your personal brand in alignment with who you really are. Let's dive in. Hi. I am back with our Human Design for Marketing podcast series on the 12 lessons of 2024, and we are into lesson 7. We have just come off the back of an episode in a month where my father passed. So that was a more challenging month. July, still, in the process of working through that, but July was a more productive work month. I just had 3 weeks off, pretty much offline. And so it was time to really double down and refocus on the business and make sure that the things were getting put in place that were as a result of what had happened in June. Now, I was talking about the Frequency Project launch in May. What ended up happening with that launch is it was a flop. It was such a flop. I'm gonna call it, and it was really tough to go through that, but it was also not so tough because there was bigger things going on in my life than that launch. And actually, with my business coach, who I started working with during this time, what I came to realize with her beautiful guidance was that manifestation works like this. You don't always get what you want. You get what the universe says is right for you. Now, I had been sharing with you how I'd made this huge decision that I wanted to move towards more evergreen and less live launching. And basically, I got the slap around the face of, yeah, that is actually right for you. And this live launching thing that you thought you'd do one more time, not so right for you. This is just a massive signpost that no more with this. And so it was a lesson that I needed to learn. And that was that I had to let go of the financial security that live launching was feeling for me and be open and ready and focused on a new way for me. So that set the tone for the rest of the year in my business. It really did, in a positive way in the end. So you're going to hear a lot of positive things in the remaining episodes. Not all positive, sorry. The year didn't get entirely better, personal life-wise, but it did start something. It did start this moment of I've spent all of this money, like the profit from that launch was slim on the ground. It was like $2,000. And when you think about the effort, I mean, well and truly in the red. That needed to happen for me to go, that is it. I'm done. I'm never doing that style of launch again. I shouldn't say never, but I am where I'm at in my business is that is not aligned for me right now. So that decision was made. And then the next decision was, okay, well, we're running this program. We're live in this program now. I'm going to show up and be my absolute best. But in the background, cash flow needed to pick up and I was about to go away. So my goal for the month then was we need to, as a team, create a different business model. And that was going to start with more low ticket products into the mix, getting them out and live before I headed off on a magical trip to India with my very long-term client on a private retreat. So interesting month in that it was a very working, like focused, let's get these new things into the market. And also holding space for the Frequency Project whilst doing that and being okay with not having an abundant month as I'd expected from my launch, moving towards a new business model, and actually knowing that the biggest and most important thing that I could do was set myself up for success in my business model, even if it was going to take time, right? Now, this month, just to keep transiting with the energies as well, is all about the root center. So there's a lot of drive energy in this month, which was good. I kind of needed that to put me on the path to set myself up for these new products coming in. And it turned out to be such a beautiful month in that regard. The other thing that was going on in this month was a real theme of letting go to make space for what I really wanted. I was letting go of so much. I just let go of my dad. I also was in the process of letting go of the way I'd run my business. And then I moved into this complete making space for more of the life I wanted. And I think that can happen after you're going through grief, where you're like, right, I need to get serious now. This is, things have got to change. So I also really doubled down on my health and moving towards getting in better shape, losing weight. And part of that extended into decluttering my house, like completely cleaning my house, like took so much stuff to charity from my wardrobe, completely Marie Kondoed my wardrobe. So it was a month of making space for what I wanted to create in the future, which means in some ways not getting it immediately, but going through the process. I also let go of a really close friendship at this time because it wasn't good for my energy, and I had to be honest about that. So there was a lot of difficulty of letting go in July, but it was for the right reasons. And sometimes we have to let go to make space. And so that really was the flavor of July. Now, as we move towards the second or third week in July, I was also getting on a plane to travel on an amazing trip. And I really needed it at that point after what had been happening. And so it was busy work, setting up those foundations, making all the space, and then getting on a flight to India and meeting my beautiful client, Trisha, who I've been working with for 4 full years privately now. And we're about to go into year 5 together. And as part of our working relationship, I take her on a private retreat every year. Last year we went to Montauk in the Hamptons in the US, and this year to India. And we did a business retreat in Delhi, and then we went on yoga retreat more as friends in Rishikesh, which was just magical. I also set the goal going on that trip to 10 times the passive revenue that was created in June. So that was a really great goal to finish the month. And I had launched these new products. We'd actually set up the Human Design for Marketing custom reading report. Finally, that project took 6 months to get it to this place, but it went live, which, oh my God, it is such an amazing feeling to have that product in the market, helping you, but also bringing together all of my IP into something in an automated fashion. Brilliant, exciting. And then I also launched the 64 cosmic content codes, where you can work with the transits week in, week out, with content prompts as a background frequency, just as I do in my marketing. And that product went gangbusters. So it was a really good month from a setting the foundations perspective. And it was finished with a big highlight, which was getting on a plane to India. And that completes the episode 7 in the series. I'll be back shortly with episode 8. Bye for now. There are heaps more resources in the show notes. I can't wait to be back in your ears again soon. Bye for now.